Hi guys, welcome back to the news. Strong indications have emerged that the proposed nationwide indefinite strike by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) might stall the appeal of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Atiku Abubakar and his counterpart in the Labour Party, Peter Obi. A top source in the Supreme Court revealed that a panel might be instituted next week for Atiku and Obi's appeals. However, fears are that the strike might affect the constitution. The organized labor has resolved to commence a nationwide strike on Tuesday, October 3rd. Recall that the duo had on September 19th filed 86 grounds of appeal at the Apex Court, praying the court to nullify the judgment of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. Nigerian news gathered that the sources said the panel could be instituted next week, everything being equal. But then the Supreme Court source who pleaded anonymity told the Punch that all things being equal, it should not go beyond next week, but the issue is the strike, and they are really hopeful that it doesn't disrupt things. Well, you know that both Atiku and Obi's camps have expressed optimism that the strike would not in any way affect their appeal. Speaking with the newspaper in Abuja on Friday, a member of Atiku's legal team, Mike Ozekhome-san, said the strike might not be binding on the Supreme Court. He said that the strike will not stall the case. The case is like all election petitions, is time-sensitive and time-bound. The strike may be indefinite, but the Supreme Court will not comply because the case is time-bound. Okay. Also, the National Legal Advisor of the Labour Party, Edun, expressed optimism that the federal government would have resolved the impasse before the sitting of the next appeal of the next Apex Court. Well, let's see and wait. Let's wait and see. We expect the government to quickly resolve the issue surrounding the strike before it gets out of hand. It's just, we are just hopeful. We are also hoping the Apex Court can constitute a panel quickly so that they can listen to the case. The problem here is not even the court, is understaffed at the moment. Now, only 11 judges are remaining at the Supreme Court, and if we're to go by the Constitution, they are supposed to be 21 maximum. So to me, 11 is too short given the volume of what they have to do. Nevertheless, I have not expect that strike to disrupt things, but no matter what happens, they must sit. So it doesn't matter what happens. Either the strike or there is no strike, or there's, if the NLC decides to embark on a nationwide protest or not, it doesn't affect the Supreme Court and the proceedings, because Atiku and Obi had approached the Supreme Court, and with the indications that this NLC, they won't back out soon from their strike. Yes, my country people, the NLC, they have vowed never to back out of this strike until the federal government is being called to order and the federal government has granted some of its requests, because the NLC and the TUC, they work hand in hand, and they've also called on the Nigerian government, because the Nigerian government failed to show compassion, failed to failed to show concerns on the economic challenges facing the country and how the citizens are really coping with this. It was reported that they had scheduled the nationwide strike and protest for October 3rd, 2023. And apart from that, this indefinite strike has become a very controversial issue, because before now they had given an expiration date whereby they gave a 2-day warning strike, which was earlier embarked upon by the NLC and the Nigerian, that's the NLC, which is the Nigerian Labour Congress, over Tinubu's failure, over the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu's failure to demonstrate commitment to implementing a series of agreements and pledges that the government has agreed with the NLC during their negotiations, during their closed door meetings, but the government have not met these needs. That's why the leadership of the NLC and the TUC urged Nigerians to rally and protest and go on an indefinite strike against the federal government. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this issue? Now we have it that there are strong indications, which had emerged that the proposed nationwide strike, indefinite strike by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress might stall the appeal of the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and that of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. So my country people, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section.